picture. There's the, see, this is what we ovulated. It was first at metaphase 2. And when there's a sperm that was successful, then it proceeds with anaphase. Remember how they separate? And there's the 23 mommy chromosomes, and this one is coming in with the 23 chromosomes from the dad. This is referred to as the female pronucleus. And this is the male pronucleus. Okay? To be able to penetrate, you see, they have to be millions with their acrosome. Because look at what they need. This is a hard eggshell. And the eggshell, I remember asking this in the test, is made up of 2 layers. The corona radiata. What is this corona radiata? It's just the layer of follicle cells that came with it as you ovulated it. Remember? When you ovulated or released the egg, it's covered by a layer of cells. That's called the corona radiata. And then this egg is also covered by its own secretion. It's secreted. It's a hard shell called zona pellucida. So the sperm, they have to break away these 2 layers before one successful sperm can enter. So it's almost like the football game where you don't know if there was a touchdown, right? They're so crowded, and then you jump, touchdown, you saw that there was, it's the same thing here. Okay? And there's once one sperm is lucky to enter, the egg undergoes reverse polyspermy to prevent. So it's like they open the door, then they close it again. They create another hard shell so that only one. You cannot have 2, otherwise that's not human, right? So anyway, once they form, you have the zygote. Remember this. There is no such thing as, hi, my name is, and hi, I'm, no, there is no meeting or match.com. All it takes is for this one to enter. And guess what? Within the earliest time that they have seen was as early as 6 hours or as late as 24 hours. This one cell is no longer one, it's 2 cells. So let's look at this one, okay? And once you see the polar body right there, okay? Once I understood see, it's called, they just fuse. There's no meeting, there's no adjusting to each other. They fuse, and what is this? Isn't this already a cell? Which is the smallest unit of life. It's alive. Once I studied this one, I just realized when life begins. So what's happening here? Metabolism already happening. Already getting ready to divide to form 2 cells, then 2 to 4, then 4 to 8. It's, look at. So what do you call this? This is the zygote. Look. As late as day 1 or as early as 6 months, some books say. So that's why the best, really, the best, what do you call that? The best contraception is just abstaining. You know, this is alive. It's already dividing. So we started with 1 cell. The only time you call it a zygote is if it's 1 cell. So after 1 day, it's no longer when do you find out you're pregnant? Isn't it after 2 weeks? When you miss your period, that's the only time you say, oh, I think I'm pregnant. After 2 weeks, it's no longer like this. It's like this. It's always, look, it's unbelievable. I'm going to use this picture of look at where, so this is where ovulation happened. And look, so it didn't even implant it, on its way to the uterus. What's going on with this baby? It's just a series of cell division, one after the other. from 1 to 2 to 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. And as they divide around a cavity. So it looks like a cyst. Okay? So this is called the blastocyst, or this one, see, there's your future baby. That's the inner cell mass. See, it just keeps dividing. And I'm going to use a nicer picture over here. Right here. So as they move right there, see, it divides. It just divides. This is you. This is your baby picture when you were first formed. That's your first baby picture. See? Just overwhelmed division where they divide into two groups. One called the inner cell mass, which is you. And the outer cell mass is the one that will start invading, secreting hyaluronidase or enzymes that will invade the maternal endometrium. So that this one will eventually implant inside here. It's not exposed like this, it will be implanted inside there. So in 2 weeks' time, when you missed your period, the baby picture is like this already. It's alive, okay? And what's going on? After that one, it will just start differentiating. So these are all stem cells. They have the capacity to become whatever we need them, right? Then they start differentiating into your endoderm, ectoderm, mesoderm. I'm not going to ask what will be from end, but they just start specializing. From the ectoderm, that's where my skin will form, my nervous system, the mesoderm, my muscle, and the endoderm, all my internal, or all from this one. They start specializing as they implant. This is the inner cell mass. What happens to the outer cell mass? See, this is my see? This is the uterine cavity. There's the they're already inside. The outer cell mass is the one that's going to invade and form what? Placenta. That's how it develops. Now, I want you, especially for us who have kids, right? Maybe you have some adult women, you need to talk to them. So now you're pregnant. All the things going on are prenatal events or changes. You need to educate your friends on what you call the critical period. What do you think? Let me ask you, to form a healthy, normal nervous system, etc., etc., where will the ingredients come from?
The mother.
From the mother. The term critical period means, okay, you have to provide for the ingredients to form healthy heart, healthy lungs, everything at that critical period. So, in other words, there is a period that is devoted to the formation of the specific organs of the baby. Do you understand? So, in the first trimester, you have to provide the necessary ingredients so that the cardiovascular system and the nervous system is healthy. So, in case the mother was exposed to toxic substances or infection during the first trimester, you predict nervous problems, heart problems. In case the mother didn't provide adequate nutrients during the third trimester, you predict respiratory problems. And this explains why, let's say, I wasn't very responsible. I just didn't care. I wanted to eat all Big Mac, whatever. When my baby is born, oh, baby looks good, baby looks healthy. But when the baby grows, maybe to adulthood, she'll say, I don't know, I have hypertension. It's because her nervous system, cardiovascular system is not as optimal. It all They say the single most important predictor of the health of every individual is pregnancy, pregnancy health. That's why being pregnant is a big responsibility. We don't, it's, it's the life of that individual, and the life, our life, depends on the ingredients. Did we have the proper ingredients? Why? Critical period. Now, when we're born, we're just going to enlarge. That's it. But the imprint, or whatever you call the bloom, it's already there. It's formed already. So is there anything missing there? Is there any enzyme missing there? Then you become hypertensive. Then you become diabetic. You see? You understand? I want you to know these terms. So zygote, this is the first cell, right? This is the first baby. Then after, it's no longer one cell. You call the baby embryo for the first 8 weeks. Then fetus, the fetal stage, 8 weeks until birth. Once the baby is born, you call the baby neonate or newborn, right? For the first 8 weeks. After 8 weeks, from 8 weeks up to 2 years old, the baby is called infant. Okay? Then from 2 to what? 5? Toddler.
Give or take.
And then child. And then what?
Adolescent.
Pain in the butt.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay? So don't forget those terms. Yeah. So see, just look at the pictures. This is you, this is how. See, it just, the inner cell mass continues to differentiate, and then the outer cell mass starts invading. By the way, look at the placenta. So this is the placenta. It's already forming the placenta right here. Look at the placenta. Very important for you to know. There is no mixing between the baby blood and the mommy blood. There's no mixing. There's the mommy and then there's the baby. So the nutrients just move by diffusion. That's why it's possible to have a baby with a different blood type than the mother. It's possible because there's no mixing. The nutrients just move in and out by diffusion. Everything.
Isn't it
Okay?
possible to have mixing at birth though? Which is why
When
they have to do
when
the
the
program.
baby is born, once the placenta is broken. Yes, yes. So during the first trimester is where the organs are being developed. And then the second trimester is just growth. So look at this one right here. See? The first trimester, if you have problems, the heart and the nervous system is the one that's why I have a nephew who has fetal alcohol syndrome. See, because the mother says she didn't know she was pregnant. 5 months already missed her period, so she kept on drinking wine. So, but fortunately, my nephew still, but you have varying stages. It is such a big responsibility. Okay, and so here you are, when you're pregnant, you can imagine the changes that's going on, your weight gain, all the GI changes. You can now understand why all those changes happen. Look at, there's the baby. Look at where your organs are. There's your GI. It's pushed. You push them because the baby is occupying this space. And even your bladder pushed right there. So that's why they feel full, right? And then they can become constipated too because they're depending on the baby. Then you have frequent urination. Then what else? You gain you gain weight, the weight from the baby, from the fat that you're gaining. Okay. Then when the baby is born, you want to breastfeed. You know that breast milk is the best milk, right? The first milk that comes out is called colostrum. This comes out the first 48 hours. The milk is called colostrum, and this is the richest milk possible. This colostrum is so important because it has the highest amount of antibodies. By the way, what antibody do we get from breast milk is IgA. IgA. And this is the single um, component in breast milk that cannot be replaced or synthetically added to all the formula milk out there, no matter how high quality. This is the one that's missing in the formula milk. Why is breast milk so ideal? For one thing, it's you don't have to worry about preparation. You whip out your, sorry. Like it's so handy, it's so portable. Number two, you need to remember that when the baby is born, what do you think? Does it have enzymes? Does the baby have enzymes to digest whatever food? No, it doesn't, right? So that's why the milk that's in the breast milk, it has the simplest form of proteins, carbs, fatty acids that the baby doesn't have to worry about producing enzymes. This is also the reason why when the baby starts developing teeth, we have to introduce the food, one at a time. We give them time to make the enzymes. Okay? Being pregnant, in other words, the take home is being pregnant is a big responsibility. And life does not begin 2 weeks later. But we all have our own viewpoint, especially in this society. Say we to each his own. But the way I learned my A&P, I realized life begins right there. Okay? So what's the first food for the baby? It's from the uterus, the glycogen from the uterus. Okay? It's called uterine milk. You're done. Oh my goodness. If I forget something, I will, I guess I'll let you know on Tuesday after your test. But